Hi everyone, I am Christine Josty of Mail Something Pretty, and today I wanted to show you these fun cards. The patterns are from the Fun Zoo Crew paper that I'll show you in a second. There's all different patterns, and so I used the pattern that had all the musical notes and all the fun animals making music. So I paired it with the Enjoy the Ribbon stamp set, particularly with, you can use either of these two sentiments, but I just love the sentiment of enjoy the rhythm of each day. I just thought it paired really nicely with it. So I just want to show you how I put it together. While I have this front and center here, I'll just show you the patterns of the Zoo Crew paper. So you get one side is black and white, and then of each paper, and then you get these fun creatures. So these ones are kind of active motion on scooters and bikes and Vespas and unicycles. Then you get these stars that kind of pair with the birthday celebrations. So you have different animals kind of celebrating birthday. And I love how it's mostly black and white, but then there's hints of color. I just think it's fun. I love this little squiggly background. And then here's a fun kind of relaxation theme, right? The knitting, baking, yoga, painting, reading. So that's kind of fun. And then this is the whole music paper that I used, and it has the background is spots, and then you get the little I don't know, hash marks to go with all the dancers, and then you get the kind of outdoor scene, little camping with some flowers. So that's kind of the Zoo Crew paper that's in the new annual catalog, and so that is what I used. All right, hopefully you don't hear the new lawnmower that just started up right next to me. My neighbors just got a new lawnmower. All right, so these are the cards. So you can see that I kind of had different prints for each one. In the card, I took it from the design. I had made this for a class, and I just liked the kind of the fold, how this kind of jutted out on this side, and you can kind of see it on the inside. And then so that's kind of the structure of the card where I took it from. And then I actually made this one first, and I used the larger square, and I had cut all the squares for my club, not realizing I was meant to use the larger square, but I actually like the smaller square better because I like how you can have more of a black border around, and hopefully you can see that there's some texture. So I use I think it's called the Melody embossing folder to do on that black background. So it just kind of ties it all in together. At least in my eye, it does. And then let me lastly, I have all this stuff out, and then I'll put it together just to show you. I have a fun little tip to show you how I did that. So I took my square, I think it's this size. This is from, just messed them all up. This is from the Stylish Shapes dies, which is a die set I use all the time. Like if you only needed one or two die sets, like Stylish Shapes is the one you need. And so what I did, because I had to cut out several, I took my die, and wherever I wanted it, I tried to be strategic to get as much out of one piece of paper as I could. I actually traced it with a pencil, and I kind of moved it down and traced it. And then when I put it into my machine, you can kind of see the pencil marks here, I was able to cut around all my pencil marks, and then I was able to put it through my emboss cut machine and to cut out the square. So that's kind of how I did that. All right, so now let's put a card together. So I have my black base, basic black base, and I actually forget what size this is, so I'm just going to measure it right on my trimmer. It's a standard 4 1/4 wide, standard card, and when you close it, it's a standard card size. But it is 8 3/4, so 8 3/4 long by 4 1/4 wide. And what I did is I scored it right at 5 1/2. So it just folds that way. So it becomes a regular size card, but I just took that part off. If you wanted to score it and fold it back, you could do that too. It just made it less bulky by cutting it. So that is the card base. And then my pieces, I just have a standard for the inside, so 4 by 5 1/4, so that will go on the inside. And I have two, here it is, two pieces. So one I'm going to put in the front, one I'm going to put in the back, and those are both, I believe, actually, rather than me believing myself, let me just tell you what they are. Yep, 3 by 4. Yes, that's what I thought. So 3 by 4 fits right on this panel. And you could put the kind of fun creatures on the inside, but I have the music people on the front, so that's why I kind of used the black and white images. That's going to go there. And then the front pieces, I already embossed with that Melody embossing folder. So actually, let's put some of this together before we get all mixed up here. Put the inside in first. All right, and then this piece, this is the same, both the same size, both 3 by 4. And you could leave it blank. I think on my music one, the drums one, I didn't put anything, but I thought it added. All right, so that goes in there, so that lines up nice. And then on the front, I'll put the little chevron. Oh, look at that fun little crocodile or alligator. Oop. All right, so there's our card base, like that. And I'm gonna use my bone folder just, as I did that, my glue slid. You have just a few seconds to fix it. Sometimes I'm a little bit fast. I kind of put it on here and then I mistakenly slide it. Okay, so let's do it that way. What a good crease. Okay. All right, so now for the front, you only need one of each of these. Right, so here's one of our samples. So this is going to go on like that. You can make this bigger or smaller, however you want it to be. I didn't want it too small because then you have a small place to write without seeing within the borders. So this was 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. And then this is just a size smaller, so that would be 4 by 3, which is actually the same size as that panel. So I'm going to put these two together. This is Pool Party. This is Basic Black. Try to pick up some of the colors from the paper. And then I have, let's see, I have two choices. They're almost the same. They're almost the same, but that one has a little beaver on there. I think I'll use that one. If I was to use that one, you could always put the greeting towards the top, or I suppose it still fits on the bottom. I like them both. Let's see, do I have one that's different? I was trying to get them so all different. Actually, you know what, I'll just do right now. I'll use that one for the other card. I have a couple extras to make up. So this fits nicely right here. And if you don't have the stylish shapes, but like the square, let's see what size it is. It is 2 3/8 squared. But you can certainly make it 2 1/2, 2 1/4. All right, so I'm gonna put this on top like that. I just wanna make sure there's no glue on this section, right? Because then it would stick. So I only want glue on this section, or whatever adhesive you're using. This is my favorite adhesive, this glue, so that's what I use. So we are going to center that in there. Again, I just put the glue right there. Give it a second to stick. And then what I did is, this is a new color called Lemon Lolly, and it's a fun color. It almost reminds me of Barely Banana a little bit from a long time ago. And here we go. Enjoy the rhythm of each day. All right, I'm going to use a block. I like to use, when I use words, I like to put them, actually a lot of times I use all my stamps on a diagonal, but particularly the words. I feel like I get more space to see. And let's see, I have 2 chances. I brought up 2. So what I'm going to do is, I don't know if you can see the construction of it, but this edge is folded over and straight. So I'm going to stamp it so the words are closer to the right side. And I did that because here's the Troublemaker, which is kind of fun, both sides, that you could use. Troublemaker is a little bit longer in words, or like space, just a little bit. And so if I did this one, if I centered it, I would have a space on this side and space on this side, but I wanted it shorter. Like I wanted you to see as much of that picture as possible. So what I'm going to do is stamp closer to the right side. Okay, good. And then I'm going to take my ruler. I had 2 rulers here. This one, the thinner one. What I'm going to do, and you can do it on your score plate. You could just score it, but it actually works out just as easy folding it over. So I'm going to line it up straight. I'm going to kind of fold it over so that now, you know, it's pretty much the same space on that side as that side. So I'm going to give that a good crease. And then I'm going to take my ruler again, and you may have to kind of vary where it goes, but I'm going to fold it back on itself so that you can see that tail. And that is about probably like 1/8 of an inch, but it all depends on where you stamped it. So then see, it's almost like a Z. So then I'm going to put that down on my card. It's a little bit just different way of using your sentiments, and that also came from the Stylish Shapes. I really do use them all the time. I'm not going to put a dimensional on the edge because I kind of like it, although I kind of like how it hangs over. So I just want to make sure my dimensional, you know, is not going to make it stick. And then I'm going to put 2 little dots of glue on that side and that side because we're creating some depth or dimension. And so now I'm going to put this down first. And then I'm going to kind of flatten it. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? It's okay. I forgot to take my things off. My thumb's not working so good. So it's throwing me off. Okay. So that moved a little bit. So I want that straight. So now I'm going to fold it back. So flatten it and then stick it. And that way it just pops up. All right. So we're just going to finish it off with a few diamonds. Or on this one, I just used some black and or gray and white gems, but I'm going to use diamonds on this one. Or rhinestones, I guess that's really what they are. I just think these are fun. So this one, you know, the sentiment of enjoy the rhythm of each day can be for a lot of things. It can certainly be a thank you or hello, birthday, thinking of you, you know, I think it lends itself to a lot of things. So that's kind of fun. So let me just show you all my creatures here. We have a frog, we have a beaver, we have a turtle. I don't know if that's a warthog, I'm not sure. A bear. So they're kind of fun. So if you enjoyed this video, let me know, and also click the subscribe button on the YouTube channel so that you know when I upload new videos. You'll get notified, as well as keeping kind of in the know. You can visit my website at mailsomethingpretty.com and sign up for my mailing list there, and then you'll get weekly emails. So thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed these kind of fun cards. Have a great day. Bye-bye.